All right, guys. Well, whoops, we are ready to get going with math. You've looked at two videos today showing you how to multiply by tens, by 100, and 1,000. And so what do you notice about the number of zeros in each one of these numbers? 10 has 1 0, doesn't it? 100 has 2 zeros. 1,000 has 3 zeros. I want you to remember that as we work through these today. The ways that they showed you in the videos you watched are fine. And it's good to see those to understand exactly what you're doing. But these multiplication problems are super duper easy. So I'm going to show you a couple different ways that you can also multiply by 10, 100, and 1,000. I'm not going to make you draw it every time because it just takes too long, and these problems are actually too simple to have to draw out every time. But we'll do a few draw together. So the problems I'm working on right now are going to look a lot like your homework that you're going to be doing today. Now, so our first problem here is 5 times 100. Draw place value disc to represent each product. So we're going to draw them on here. You won't have to on your homework. But so, you could do it like he showed in the first video. Draw 5 ones and then multiply 10 and 10 more to get it to hundreds. But I think there's a simpler way to do it. In the second video, she told you that 5 times 100 is the same thing as saying 5 100s, isn't it? So why don't we just draw our place value disc to represent them here? If we've got 5 times 100s, that means we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 100s. It's the same thing as 5 times 100 is saying same thing as saying you have 5 100s, 500s. And 5 times 100, well, 1, 2, 3, 4, 500. That's simple enough, huh? The second way I want you to look at this is this. Look at the 5. We're multiplying by 100. How many zeros are in 100? 2. Put your 5 down, add 2 zeros. You just add the number of zeros there are in the number you're multiplying by to get the answer. Super duper easy. All right. Here's another example. 5 times 1,000 is the same thing as saying we have 5 thousands. So we'll draw our 5 in the thousands box. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. How many zeros does 1,000 have? 1, 2, 3. So let's put our 5 down and our comma and add those 3 zeros, and we have the answer, 5,000, which is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5,000. This is super easy, this lesson is today. Let's move right ahead. Number 2 has several problems here. And this time we don't have to draw anything, we just have to fill in the blanks. All right, so 6 times 10, well, you could go 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60 to do 6 tens, or you could say, I'm going to put my 6 down, and anytime I multiply by 10, I add how many zeros? I just add 1 0, 60. All right, let's look at this one. Something times 6 gave me 600. 6 what? 600. So what do you think you're going to multiply 6 by to get 600? How many zeros are there? 2. And which number has 2 zeros? The 100. So 100 times 6 is 600. That's easy, isn't it? And it's like saying we have 600s. All right, 6,000 is what times 1,000? Well, what number is here? It's a 6. So we have 6,000s. So it's the same thing as saying 6 times 1,000. All right, 10 times 4. All right, we can, even though these two are switched, we've got a 10 first. We're still multiplying by 10. How many zeros are we going to add to that 4? 1. 10 times 4 is 40. You've got 4 tens. You have 10, 20, 30, 40. 4 times what is 400? Well, how many zeros are there? 2 zeros. Does 10, 100, or 1,000 have 2 zeros? 100 does. 4 times 100 is 400. Now the next one, What times 4 is 4,000? Well, we added something to give us 3 zeros, didn't we? Does 10, 100, or 1,000 have 3 zeros? 1,000 does. So 1,000 times 4 is 4,000. See how simple? 1,000 times 9. Well, we put our 9 down, multiplying by 1,000, so we add 1, 2, 3 zeros. Same thing as saying I have 9,000s. 9,000. Okay. Next one, what equals 10 times 9? They've got it backwards. Usually we say 9 times 10 is, but so this one's saying what is 10 times 9? They just have it a little bit backwards. So let's just think about it like we normally would. If I have 9 tens, how many do I have? Well, you can count them on your fingers, or you can do 9 and add that 1 0. 90 is 9 tens. 9 times 10 is 90. All right. 900 is what times 100? 900 is 9 times 100. We have the 9 and the 2 zeros added. This is the same thing as saying we have 9 hundreds. Okay, it's pretty simple. All right, look at number 3. Now we're multiplying a 2-digit number times 10. It's not that hard. We're still going to do the same thing. Write that 2-digit number down. Write 12 down. How many zeros are we going to add? 1. It's 120. But they want us to show it in the chart. So 12 is 110 and 2 ones. And if we're multiplying by 10, we move everything over 1, don't we? So that's going to give us 100 and 2 tens, which is 100, 10, 20. 120. That's what we got. Okay. All righty. 18 times 10. Okay, same thing. 18 times 100. Same thing. We're going to write the 18 down. How many zeros are we going to add? 1, 2, because we're multiplying by 100. Put your comma where it goes. Okay, but let's draw it out to make sure we know what we're doing. 18 would be 110 and 8 ones. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And if we're multiplying by 100, we have to go over once, over twice, over once, over twice. So move there, and then it moved there. These 8 ones moved here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And moved here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So we would have 1,800s, and that's what we got. Okay. Moving on. Fairly simple still. All right. Now we've got 25 times 1,000. All right. We're going to do the same thing. We're going to put a 25. How many zeros are we going to add? 1, 2, 3. Put your comma where it goes. We know the answer is 25,000, but they want us to draw it out. 25 is 2 tens and 5 ones. 2, 3, 4, 5. We're multiplying by 1,000. So we've got to move it 10, 100, 1,000 places. Okay. So remember, moving it once is 10. Moving it twice is 100. Moving it 3 times is multiplying by 1,000. So we've got to move both of these numbers, 1 or 10, 100, 1,000. So we're going to move those 2 tens all the way over here. We're going to move those 5 ones all the way over here. So 2 10,000s is 20,000, and 5,000, 25,000. That's what we got. Okay. All right. Now all we have to do is multiply again. Got to know your multiplication facts, or you can't do it. So 3 times 4 is what? 3 times 4 is 12. How many zeros are we going to add? 1. 120. Okay, 3 times 2 is 6. How many zeros are we going to add? 1, 2. 600. 4 times 4 is 16. How many zeros are we going to add? 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 16,000. 5 times 4 is 20. And how many more zeros are we going to put on there? 1, 2, 3. 20,000. All right. You getting it? You understanding it? Just multiply the first two numbers and then add however many zeros there are after that to your answer. And that's it, because that's tomorrow's assignment. All right. You can do this. You got it. It's super easy. I bet you make it 100. Go do your math assignment now. Have a great day.